Hello, YouTube modelers. This is Downer 1300. My first video in a long time, first of this type. It's going to be a simple video about building a simple model. Would work for beginners. Everything here a beginner can do. I do use an airbrush later, but what I do with the airbrush could sure be done with a paintbrush. So this is what we're doing. This is the Bandai Tie Fighter Advanced model. This kit came with the Tie Fighter and the Advanced. I used the other model on something else. You'll see that in another video if we do more. So, just a few things here. First things you do with any kit, we're going to cut the pieces out. That's a piece of the old Tie Fighter. We're going to paint it up. Let's see, this part is slow and boring. Next video, we'll do less of this. Showing how to cut pieces out. These cutters that have a flat edge on one side are what you want. Use the flat edge against your part so that it doesn't leave a big piece that you have to sand off later. This right there I'm showing I'm leaving a little bit because that's a part that engages the next part for glue. So I think that's about all the cutting we need to show. Now with everything cut apart, do a little time lapse of sanding things up. You all know how to sand the junk off. So this workstation is new to me. The last few weeks I've been building this workstation and cabinet. There's a little better picture a little later on. Still working on that project. It's an old computer table that I've had for years and now repurposed for this. So here it is stuck together. What it's going to look like. So we're going to pull it apart and get it ready for paint. So gave things a quick wash with soap and water. Should have filmed that. Gluing things together. You can see I have the hull in clamps gluing together. When that's dry enough, I'll put that rear section on. We'll put all our parts on the little clips on sticks things. You'll see I have my sticks cut down short. This one's sort of modified short. I have a little dryer station dehydrator. There it is. That's the workstation. You can see the spray booth in the middle. There's the spray booth open. Dryer down below is a dehydrator. That's the airbrush. That's a Iwata Eclipse. Same thing everybody has. Oops, gave that a little spray. I didn't like it, just wiped it off with a towel. So here we are. This is acrylic Vallejo paint. This is pretty much just their light gray primer thing, and I'm putting it on real light just so you can. I'm trying to keep the airbrush in the photo, but don't think it's because I'm getting it real close. I'm keeping it back real light, real gentle, real dry. Just moving it around. Time I spin it around 50 times, that's like 50 light coats, I guess. So that's what we did. Put a bunch of that on there. Now I'm actually mixing in a little darker color here. You can see me with the pipette, or pipette as they say in Europe. Mixing that up. And I'm putting that on just in some dark spaces behind any crevices. I'm just putting some of that in there. Finished model, you can't even see it. So I guess that's just about right. Just sort of shading things back, nothing. Now, if you're using a paintbrush, you could just water it down and just paintbrush it in there real thin with a bunch of water. And put it on light coats until you have what you like. But I just built all this stuff. I want to use my airbrush. Okay, now we're switching to black. That's right in the same mix. That's that same stuff. Put that in there. Look how gooey the Vallejo black is. Mix that up with the pipette. Get it in the camera. Yeah, there we go. See? And it mixes it up real sweet. Now I pull it up the sides. Ooh, that's so thick. I put a little water in it there off camera. Ooh, that's how I like it. That's how I like it. Okay. So, real light there. Real light there. Okay, just putting a couple of wear spots on it, give it that beat up Star Wars dirty appearance that everything has. Real easy, just a little bit. Oops, that's enough. Don't go overboard. Put some a little on the back already. Little shading behind there again. I want to leave the front face of this model pretty light. That little behind. Yeah, I think that's enough black for this. That's enough black. Don't shoot anymore. No, don't do it. Okay, just showing it. Just showing it. It's okay. There you can see my stick I cut down short so it fits in the dehydrator. Okay, there it is. Well, that's as painted as that's gonna be for a little while. Okay, oh, here's a trick. This is my hobbyist wet palette. So all you wet palette people, please comment. I know I'm doing this wrong, but I just want to show how it's real easy to just make a easy, cheap, free wet palette. That was obviously just the roll-off tissue paper. Put just a little water in it, just enough. That is parchment paper. Make sure you get the white, not the brown. Make sure it's nice and straight. You don't want to curl up because it wants to curl up when it gets wet. And we're just going to barely stick it down. I'm not squishing the water through. I'm just getting it stuck. Okay, now you just put some paints out on it, a little water, and use it like a wet palette. This is not as good as a real artist wet palette, but for the tiny drops of paint that modelers use, I think it's just right, and it's cheap, and it's easy. And you can work with your acrylic paints for a long time this way. This little parchment paper palette keeps it nice. This is just big box hobby store paintbrush. Now you can see with the wet palette, putting a little paint, a little water, trying it like that. Let's see, everybody tries it on their hand. It is YouTube, you gotta try it on your hand. It's a little thick. I'm gonna water that down. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I like it like that. Okay. So now we're gonna paint these the windows, this windshield thing, this iconic TIE Fighter windshield. So of course I went straight in for trying to paint all the little windows individually, and you'll see that didn't work. But that's how we started it. Finally, I said, now we're going to paint that whole area black, and we'll go back and fix it with the silver. So that's what's happening here. I think right there I'm leaving a straight brush stroke on the gun. So just acrylic painting. That's two, 3 coats. Okay. Here's panel liner. I guess I didn't show anything painting that. I painted it with silver. It's just not even Vallejo. It's just the hobby store artist acrylic $1.99 bottle of platinum. So painted that on there with the airbrush. Now, I'm using this panel liner and I'm using it wrong. So panel liner people, please comment. Tell me I'm doing this wrong. But what we're doing is we're just flooding the area because it's all painted with that beautiful shiny metallic silver. And we flood the panel with panel liner. And I'm literally using gravity to just level it out as if it were paint. And I let it dry like that, and you'll see it got good results. Understand that's not the point of panel liner, but I used it on the last project and loved it, so showing you how I did that here on this one. So that's about that. I'm going to touch the top of that one, but we did all of the panels this way. And I really flooded it on there. And if it started to pull up in a corner, just touch it with the brush to suck a little off before it ran off. Other than that, I want a lot of them. That's what we did. Just flooding it on. Keep the thing moving. There, that's what it looks like when it's done. Okay, now back to these windows, windshield. Oh no, we're panel lining. Yes, okay. So now this is panel liner on flat paint, matte paint. Again, not supposed to do that, but that's what we did. and it worked nice here. It's soaked down low into this area. I like a lot of different textures in my finish. I wouldn't just put a dull coat over everything or something like that. I want everything to look different. And this panel liner helps me do that just this way. Use it any way you want. So here I'm using it a little more traditionally, dotting it into a low place. A couple of little accents. Such a simple model, it's going to need just a few accents. There's another little low area there that would look dark in person, so little panel liner in there. Something anybody can do. It doesn't even have to be panel liner. You could just put some black paint in there with a brush. But this is how I did it. Okay, we get it. Next. Okay, that's enough panel liner. Yeah, put that away. All right. Yeah, here's the silver we used. We sprayed the panels or wings with that. Here, one drop is all we're putting on the wet palette. A clean drop of water there. Use the little Hobby Lobby brush. The water. Get it the way I like it. Same as always, little test on the finger. What is that? That's thin. We're going to put more paint on that. Yeah, mix some paint into the puddle. Oh yeah, liking that. So now you can see where I globbed the black on it top. Never did fix that. So now we're going to just put that on the high points. That's real easy to just paint those tiny high points with a great big brush. And you'll see I'm not doing a good job here. I'm not keeping it in focus either, am I? First YouTube video in a long time. We're figuring these out. First time with this filming rig. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to hit all those high points. And as soon as it focuses again, you'll see I'm making a mess of it. Too much paint on it. Taking some off. Getting it just right. See, I got it all smeared. Okay. I'm coming back with the black. I'm fixing what I ruined. Don't think if you make a mess like this on a model, don't think, oh, I've ruined the whole model. You just go back and fix it. It's paint. Going back, covering up my mistakes. Probably cover up something I shouldn't with that black, and then I'll just go back again with the silver and just touch it up until I get it the way I like it. That's what we're doing here. This really only took a few minutes. I pretty much filmed the whole thing. It was real easy. Okay, now here I'm using the silver, and I'm using the edge of the brush like you should on something like that. Okay, touching the silver to the guns, finding little places to maybe a touch of silver on that hatch, a piece of silver, maybe somewhere else on there, just so there's some different textures, different colors without anything really popping out. It looks like it belongs, different materials on this high-tech vehicle. Okay, now here's what I like about this palette. I'm done with that. I'm just gonna roll it up. Throw that straight in the garbage. Okay, now here's something. Don't have to do it this way. You could do it with clear paint or not at all, but something I wanted to try. Here we go. This is obviously UV resin. Put a little bit out on a piece of silicone mat. And I get the little toothpick stick. And we're just going to touch it to it. Now, same mistake twice. I'm trying to hit the individual windows with a toothpick. And you'll see where that doesn't work. I'm just going to cover the whole thing up real thick. But it's the first time I've done this. I worked with UV resin on one project before. It was great. This is just from the Hobby Lobby store too. In fact, I'm sure that everything in this project I got from Hobby Lobby. The model, almost all the paint, all the UV stuff. Oh, there we go. Get in the camera. Yeah, see, here's me trying to put it on the individual windows. Kind of looks dumb anyway. Now it's smeared across. I'm just filling it in. Just filling it in now. Take more. I want it to look like a big glass bubble in there. I got it pretty much where I want it. I glob some on there. Yeah, just lay it on. Get it right to the edges. Don't let it go past. No, don't let it go past. Okay, oh, that one spot. I see it. We'll get it. There it is. Oh, almost got it. Oh, it's looking nice. It's looking nice. Not the hand. Okay, now we're just putting some on. Just putting more on it to get it to the point where I like its thickness and shape. Look at the glare. Look how nice. Look how nice. Fixing one little thing I don't like. Don't make it worse. And it'll self-level just beautifully. The stuff levels beautifully. Here's a little mistake that no one will know, but I'll show you. Putting it in under the lamp, turning the light on, and it'll start to harden just like that. So I'm holding it a little crooked. You can almost see the resin sliding off to the low end there. And by then I got smart flat. Figure out in the final shots you'll see. But it's great, doesn't matter. Okay, is it hard? Is it hard? Oh, I don't want to touch it. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's hardened in the light. UV resin can be tough this way because in an application like this, you can't get behind it. UV wants to get the light on both sides of it to harden it properly. Putting it on a surface doesn't come out as good. So I use that lamp. I must have had 10, 15 minutes of turning that lamp on and off. So here's our 3 parts. So that's all there is to this model. Pretty simple. They're all painted up. They're ready to go. Take them off their sticks. Look how nice it looks. Just the simplest procedures. Anybody can do it. And it comes out like this. $10 model. Literally a $10 model. Okay, this came from the big box store too. This is the thick one. Like plastic cement on plastic models where I can, but this would be the place for thick CA. So I'm gonna put it on there pretty good. Come on, don't be scared. There it is. Come on, big bubble. All right. Now we're gonna put it on the other piece too. Gob it in there. Sure. Okay. Looks like I touched it there, but I didn't. Push it right down and give it a push. I'm giving it a push. I like to strong hands. Really get it on there. Okay, now I don't want to let that harden yet. So I'm right away getting on the other panel. Nice glob in there. That's how I like that right there. Okay. Get that to fit in real nice. I want to do it before the other piece hardens because we need things to be straight. Alright, so there they are. Well, I'm looking at it, making sure it's straight. They look a little crooked. No, it's okay. Yeah. Yes, that one. Yeah, that one. That's yes. Oh, yeah, that's way better. That looks real good. Looks real good. Oh, look how nice it is. Oh, you can see the resin flopped off to one side. Okay, I'm just tweaking, just fussing. Still got a minute or so of movement. Sits down flat and nice. It's not crooked that way. Looks straight to me. I'm putting a cap on it. I'm letting this glue up like that. This model's just about done. Just that easy. Okay, all these little Bandai Star Wars kits come with the same little stand, 3 little pieces. Works real nice. I'll have the same hole. They're all interchangeable. It's got a ball, so it pivots real nice. So that's what it looks like. I'll switch here in a second to the beauty shots. Nice little kit. Real nice little kit. Beautiful detail. Easy to do. Only a few parts to paint just beautifully. There it is. Anybody can do it. I had a great time doing it. I hope you liked watching my video, even though it was clunky and amateurish. Working on a couple others right now. I'll put a few out. If people watch and like and subscribe, I'll do some more. I have stuff ready for some much more in-depth projects too, and I usually do pretty in-depth projects. We'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching. Easy to leave a like. Go ahead and subscribe. I won't drive you crazy. And enjoy the rest of the video.